Cartoons are seen as one of the biggest forms of entertainment in today's society, and it really just comes from Japan, and Japan took cartoons to a different level and created anime. So many people can agree and say that they don't want to watch childish cartoons and cartoons that really just have no life lessons or boring plot lines and storylines, which just doesn't get them into it. And anime is a form of cartoon that can get adults and people of any age to watch and really just enjoy and create an emotional attachment to the anime or characters. So something I'm going to be talking about during this speech is I'm going to be talking about some different animes and the effect that they have on people, and I'm going to be talking about the effect that anime has on Japanese culture. So the first thing I really want to talk about is the impact on Japanese culture. So anime has a huge impact on Japanese culture. Many people can cosplay, many people just form their personalities based off of an anime character that they've watched in an anime, and it just really has succumbed to, a big giant culture in Japan. And a lot of these cultures come from, and a lot of these characteristics come from intense storylines and the storyline of an anime. And one anime I'd like to talk about, and that really just shows present day events, and not really just shows present day events, but kind of incorporates a sense of today's society and today, and some of the things that go on today is Promised Neverland. So it's about an orphanage, and these kids are just, they have no joy in their day, and they're just hoping to get, adopted, and there's a dark twist to it, and it really just shows how sometimes there's a dark twist to, even in today's society, people just getting adopted and they just don't live a good life. Another thing I want to talk about is characters that we begin to love and enjoy and just really just enjoy watching. And one character for me is Luffy from One Piece, and that's probably my number one anime. And he really just shows how you have to be strong in your heart. You have to be strong to be able to overcome a lot of hard challenges in your life despite your situations. No matter what, you always should have hope. And so some incredible actions I like to talk about is one situation is his whole crew, one of his crew members were in trouble, and he just wanted to do anything because he values friendship over anything. He would do anything. He would abandon all of his dreams. He would do everything just for his friends. And that's really important because my friends are, very dear to me too. And it means a lot that I'm able to just connect to someone like that. And it's nice to see that, a lot of people can form those personality traits from an anime. So another thing I want to talk about is how it really just shaped Americans' cartoons nowadays too. Nowadays, a lot of cartoons, they want to implement a sense of life lessons into it, and they'll incorporate something that's going on in the world, and they'll show how it is and bring a fun aspect to it, no matter the negative outcome of it. So another thing I want to talk about is how animation is really just done. Basically, it's a form of just pictures being drawn and put all together in a fast form with colors and everything, and they really just derive from things called manga. And a lot of people just enjoy manga, and they like to read it more because it shows more of the art side. It's more based on how they feel and how they show it through their work. And so they use a lot of dialogue on it, and they use a lot of feeling in their conversations. So the thing I also want to talk about is how Japan has really just formed it, and how it shaped it, and how it's made, and what exactly Japanese animation is. So the first person that really just thought of the idea of anime is Osamu Tezuka, and that was in 1960. In the 1960s, he kind of created a sense of a first anime. And so, but you can see that it goes back all the way back to 1917. So what's it called? It was created in 1917. That was the first form that you could really go back and see. Some of the most famous animes are Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece. All these are really just important. One Piece is about a kid that wants to follow his dreams and become the Pirate King and shape this whole new society. And another one is Naruto, and it shows that he was born into a bad situation, had a demon inside of him, was frowned all upon, and he just wanted to show his story and become the 7th Hokage, and just wanted to just shape the whole new shinobi world. And so Japan brings your average cartoons and transforms them into something greater. Transforms into something where you can relate and just enjoy and sit back and just watch for hours and hours on end. All these storylines create a sense of love and emotions that only you can feel by watching them. And this has created a big global impact and a great big impact on Japanese culture. And so, with this having such an impact on Japanese culture, it has become a huge thing in Japan, like I said before, and it created a sense of new things called cosplaying, where you're able to dress up as a new person and be able to just get away from the self you are when you don't like yourself. And that's really just, important. It's really just awesome that you're able to do that. And honestly, when you really dive into more of it, it's really interesting, and that's all I could really say.